Here with Kaci on the day before the finals. And we're going to talk about how things changed from this year to last year. We have this every year. So I have some topics prepared.
Oh, no.
Okay. So the first thing is you have a expanded role this year. More
bit.
things.
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell us what they were? How'd you prepare for them?
I just decided every year I get a little bit more nervous. And so last year I felt that I didn't do as good of a job preparing as I could have because I was more focused on the game. I was more focused on how can I learn more about the game. And this year I decided to focus more on how can I prepare to know the players and understand the community a little bit better. So I started a few weeks ago taking pretty detailed notes on all the teams that were coming and watching all the videos that Valve had prepared. And then something that really changed this year was that they had me interview some of the players in a really long form. So we did 30 to 60-minute interviews. Yeah. So it really gave me a chance. It wasn't in a gaming environment. We could just kind of sit and talk. And so it let me get to know them a little bit more. It let them get a little bit more comfortable with me.
60-minute.
Well, I mean, some of them went to 45.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they cut those down like.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. You'll see. Yeah. It's amazing what they can cut.
Okay. So now that you know all this information that other people don't, tell us something that they didn't air.
Oh, we were just talking about this. And actually, I don't know what they haven't aired because I haven't been able to catch the interviews in their entirety. We've been running around, so...
well, just guess. Give us a random fact. I'll tell you if they aired it.
Oh, I can't think of any! I knew you were going to quiz me on something, and I can't think of any. I'm thinking about PPD because I know that we had a really nice chat, and that was the first time I'd really sat down with him and gotten to know him a little bit. And I was very surprised, given his reputation for being salty. I actually thought that he was very thoughtful, and so I don't know how much of that came across in what we were able to show, but I really felt like we got to know him a little bit better.
Maybe you should do a 45-minute interview right after a loss.
Oh, that's terrible.
Then you'll get a little bit of salt.
Oh, that's terrible.
But beforehand, he's going to be fine.
I would be salty too if I lost. I'd be like, get away from me. I don't want to talk to you.
Well, they still have a shot.
Yeah.
You know, I think people are cheering for EG in the crowd.
I think so too. It was really interesting because I kind of felt like before we started, I thought it would be even with people Team Secret versus EG, but so many more people were Team Secret, and then they got knocked out so soon that, I mean, I've always thought that EG was pretty strong, so I do think they still have a chance.
And Secret going out was the big storyline this time.
Right.
Did you get to talk to any of the players afterwards or anything like that?
Not on any official level. I mean, I've run into them in the hallways. It's hard because I don't want to initiate a conversation with them because I understand at that moment they just need to.
So you weren't like,
themselves.
hey, how's it like losing that?
No. Oh my gosh, no. Because I mean, I can't imagine. It's different if you come into the tournament and people have very low expectations of you.
Right.
And you're just coming into it going, we just want to make it as far as we can. But when you have the team that they have and you have, basically some very, very strong players all on the same team and everyone is telling you you're going to go all the way, that's tough. That's really tough. And
you did some AllStar work.
Yes.
It was a lot more since you had to get people from the crowd.
Yes.
All that kind of thing. How much of the planning did you know and how far in advance? Like, Dendy costume?
Yeah, most of it I found out about this week. So it was in the planning stages for a long time, and then I was brought into it because we were really concerned about keeping it a secret.
So you're telling me you had to fake your reaction for when Dendy came out?
Yeah. For the sake of a surprise, of course I will. That's the only thing I'll ever fake is if it's better for the audience. Because, and then they'll be like, oh, okay, I get it. Yeah, because I had to make sure that we picked him. That was the hard part. I wanted the two captains to pick whoever they wanted.
Wait, that was scripted? So you didn't just select a random person that was Dendy in a Pudge costume?
No, we just established that. No.
I'm just messing with you.
We just talked about this.
And the AllStar Game was super amazing.
Yeah.
And it was very, very, very close, and the team came back and won.
Right.
So is that how the finals are going to go, you think?
I don't know. I think it's possible because I would say the biggest difference I'm seeing from this year over last year is that there are a lot of moving pieces. It's not a lot of basic games. You're not seeing a lot of games that are pretty easily decided in the first 20 to 30 minutes. You're seeing a lot of surprises and shakeups, and I think that depending on who we see in the grand finals, I think it could be kind of crazy, which would be nice. And
you talked to Jeremy Lin?
Yes, I did.
Are you a basketball fan?
Not really.
Not anymore.
I know.
But when we're walking around here, they have the colors. The color scheme.
Yeah, I mean, I'm more of a football and baseball fan. Definitely more a football fan. I appreciate basketball a lot, and I love Jeremy Lin. I don't typically follow basketball.
What was it like walking around with him? Did people keep stopping?
Yeah,
Just-
it was really cool. People kept stopping him, but the thing that was really neat is that he was super genuine, very nice, like very clearly, genuinely loved being here and interacting with the community. You don't see that a lot with celebrities or other athletes.
All his you know, his friends, that's his like brothers as trainer, and his like
Yeah.
sister-in-law is like his manager, and they're all really cool. I met them and talked to them a little bit. They shot some fun stuff. Hopefully we'll get to see that eventually.
Yeah.
But maybe he'll come back next year as a player. We'll see.
Can you imagine?
No, I mean like the chance of that is really low. But still,
Yeah, but it'd be cool to just
he
get
could
him
play
up
in the
there.
AllStar game.
That
He
would
could-
be cool.
Yeah, he could be in there. Like he should have been in there actually.
That's
if
not
he
a
didn't have
bad
to leave.
idea. Yeah, I can totally see that.
Yeah, and you know he could be on stage next to Cindy.
Yeah.
That'd be
That
awesome.
would be amazing.
And okay, so one last thing, or one more thing rather. You had all those videos about the tutorial and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta do more.
Well, this is the problem.
Uh-huh.
I am terrible. Just terrible. And this is why I am not doing very well in my Dota playing career. Because I will find, 6 hours on the weekend. And I'm like, this is it, I'm going to do it. And I go through a couple of the training sessions and I think, okay, I think I get it. And then I'm not able to set aside that kind of a block of time for another 4 months. And then I go back to it and I have to start all over again. Like, I've done the first 2 tutorials, each I've done 3 times. But I finally made it to the 3rd tutorial this year.
So you need to stop being so busy, and you just need to sit down and.
That's
get some
that's
games.
true.
Yeah.
I'm just not. Certain things come naturally to people. There are some things that come really naturally to me. My brain does not compute how to play Dota as well as I feel like it should.
Well, now they have custom games.
Yes.
So you don't actually have to play the actual game. You can play the custom games, and they're like, you can just do 15 minutes at a time.
Yeah,
You can
that
just
would
play
be good.
some like random 10v10.
Yeah.
Those games seem to end quite quickly.
Very quickly.
Yeah. And, play some of those.
Well, that and someone else told me, they said you need to just start playing with bots. Because I'm really hard
That's
on
the next
myself.
step.
I know, but I'm so hard on myself that I'm taking notes as I'm moving through the tutorials, but it's taking away from me just kind of figuring it out. So I think I just need to
I think
dive
you
in.
just need to YOLO and just go do it. Because when everyone starts Dota, they have no idea what's going on,
Right.
and they're just bad.
Right.
And they just go into the game
And they do it
just
anyway.
play. And if some guy comes in with some ability they don't know,
Yeah.
and they just die,
Right.
all right, that's when I learn what that is.
But
you know?
that's not my problem. Is that I'm trying to remember how to grab things, and then during the tutorial it's saying you have this and this. Consider grabbing this so that they can combine to form this. And I'm like,
Yeah.
wait, I can't think that fast. I can't memorize that fast. So I don't know how people do it.
I mean, they start when they're 6, so that's how they
I missed the
do
boat
it.
on that one by a
Yeah.
few decades.
So what is new with you outside of Dota?
Outside of Dota, I'm doing a lot more at my regular job when it comes to features. So I'm doing less hard news and I'm doing more features. So I get to cover things that are more similar to events like this, more things that are going on in the community that are positive, that are niches that
Like
people.
what?
Well, we've been doing a lot on like summer camps, for example. I did a story that I'm really proud of about, we did like this hard news story on a dog that was abandoned, and it could have ended there, but we went back and followed along as the community rallied to get him adopted and get him healthy again. So stories like that are real, hopefully feel good stories.
Do you get to decide what you're gonna do?
Yes, for the most part. I mean, I'll have people pitch me stuff, but oftentimes I'll just go to the table with an idea and just do it anyway.
Dota summer camp.
That's not a bad, has anyone ever done that?
I don't think so. So you just set it up, okay? This is what we do.
Okay.
You get the community, you set it up, Dota summer camp.
Sure.
They're all kids.
Sure.
And then you have them, do activities, whatever.
Yeah.
And then you can have them learn some Dota, play some during the day.
Yeah.
Have some fun, active activities so they're not always sitting in front of the computer.
Yeah.
And then right into TI.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. Right before TI, they can get 10-dit right after.
Now, let me ask you this. Would their eyes hurt? Like, do your eyes hurt from looking at the computer screen so much?
No. Mine
No.
don't really. If you just make sure you blink and stand up and walk around a bit.
Eye drops.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But and then they have that laser surgery, so if
You'll be
things go
fine.
bad, you can just fix it.
I love it.
Yeah. Very, very, the medical wonders. We're going to be playing when you're setting up yourself
Yeah.
to play Dota when you're 70. Think about
Perfect.
it that way.
I'll come back to TI 300 and we'll be.
Just 300.
I'm going to be pretty old.
You think you're going to have like 10 a year or something?
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, what's going to happen is when we're old,
Mm-hmm.
then we can play video games instead of being bored in a retirement home.
That's true, and it would
Yeah.
probably keep our brains active.
Yeah. Well, we could be playing from Mars. Who knows?
Oh man,
Yeah.
That'd be crazy.
So you want to prepare yourself now, lay the groundwork.
Yeah.
And then when you're 80, 90, then you still have the ability to play games, and it'll be fun.
I see what you're putting down there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll be like virtual reality, too, like all that stuff.
Oh, it'll be crazy.
Yeah.
New level.
Virtual bingo.
Virtual bingo,
Yeah, that's what we'll
shuffleboard.
be doing, yeah.
Mhm.
Curling.
Curling's fun.
Yeah, all that stuff.
Yeah.
So, okay. So give me your prediction now. I want your finals prediction.
Oh gosh. I think it could be Vici Gaming versus.
CDEC.
I really think so.
Okay.
I really do.
And Vici was, they were there last year, and they got crushed in the final.
Well, I also think there's a different dynamic on that team now. It just seems different, and they've just been motoring through. I know they started in the losers bracket, but they have just been killing it. Now, my bold prediction, could be negated in just a few hours. However, I think, boy, what a story if CDEC comes through and wins the whole thing after starting out as a wild
Yeah,
card.
I mean, they could have won nothing, and now they're in the best position to win everything.
Yes.
And that story probably is going to make a lot of kids pick up Dota, honestly.
I think so too.
They're ladder grinders. They just play a lot of pubs.
Yeah.
They just, all the top public game players from the Chinese server. And CDEC is actually their in-house league. That's what CDEC stands for.
Right.
And, they play their in-house league. They're not even on teams, and now all of a sudden they're the best.
But I think that's something that a lot of the players are telling us, is that the teams that have been doing well have actually been teams who have had to play more, or who have chosen to play more leading up to the international. Because you have to keep the muscle going. You have to be having that momentum, and a lot of teams are struggling who didn't have that momentum.
So we got one American Hope left.
Mm-hmm.
And every other esports scene is largely, I would say, dominated by one nationality.
Right.
Like StarCraft is like Koreans, and League of Legends also Koreans. And the Koreans did pretty good this year, but
Yeah, they did.
we if we have two Chinese teams in the final, that'll be 2 years in a row.
I know.
And then back and the Western super team didn't pan out.
It's
so.
crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I think Evil Geniuses they still have a chance. I think it would be interesting. It would be an interesting grand final to see them pitted against CDEC again.
Yeah.
Just because of everything they've been through and since the group stages.
That's what the crowd wants.
I mean,
That's what Uncle Sam wants. That's what Obama probably is. Like, he's watching in
Yeah.
the White House. He's
Oh,
like, let's go EG,
totally. Yeah.
So, we'll see.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have any last words you want to say?
Well, what do you think the final's going to be?
I think it's going to be Vici.
You think?
Yeah. But, that's not what I want.
What do you want?
I want EG, of course.
Yeah.
I'm American. I want them in the final.
Yeah, it'd be
It's a
interesting.
true American story to have an immigrant from Pakistan.
That's a good. I didn't think of
Lead a
that.
team, win TI,
Yeah.
buy his mom a house.
No kidding.
It would be the quintessential American dream.
It's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Play video games from when you're 6, make millions of dollars.
Right.
American dream. That is the American dream for a lot of kids right now.
And didn't he play with his cousins? Like, didn't his cousin teach
Yeah,
him?
and his brother.
Yeah, so it was a family thing, and he kind of
Yep.
took it to the next level.
They rode to the LAN cafe on
Yeah.
a bicycle.
Yeah.
And then when he's old, he'll tell his kids, back in my day,
And Mary Jane.
yeah, back in my day, I rode on a bicycle with 4 other kids, and I had to sell it to play
And his
Dota.
great-great-grandkids are going to be like,
Yeah.
you can't ride bikes on Mars. What are we going to do?
Or Saturn.
Saturn
They'll
would be
on Saturn.
legit. That
Yeah,
would be.
the space station.
Yeah. That would be crazy.
Yeah, that's what's going to happen. That is my prediction for 2150.
Bold prediction.
Yep. Okay, well, thank you for sitting down with us.
Thank you for having me.
Next year,
Yeah.
we're going to talk again,
I hope so.
and you're going to be giving me Dota advice, I'm sure.
Oh, I'm going to prepare some Dota advice. I will, by the way, if I'm allowed to come back next year. My plan is to do a Timbersaw cosplay.
You're going to there's someone did a Kim Timbersaw cosplay at ESL, and it
Yeah.
was pretty awesome.
I'm going to have to. I'm not very handy, so I'm gonna have to hire someone to make me one. But
Yeah.
I'm gonna do it.
You know how you can one up that guy. He didn't have his own trees. You need to bring
I
like
need trees.
You need like a dog or something and have him dress him up as a tree.
I have a cat.
Yeah, it works. Yeah.
Saffron, Mama's gonna dress you up as a tree. Be ready.
Okay. Be ready, Saffron.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me.